It's funny. I really liked wine.
This is the end of white wine,
Yeah.
Richard.
This is the end of eggnog for last year, so...
This is the death of white wine, Richard.
Welcome to Dr. DC Podcast. My name is producer Richard, and across from me is the doctor himself.
Hello.
Each week, we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you. And today is the first day of DocMas.
Woo!
Yeah.
We did it.
Oh, so much optimism.
We had a song last year, and at like 12 last night, I was like, I can't think of any fucking lyrics.
Yeah, that was me last year. Somehow I got it done.
Fair enough. Well, one of us is the producer.
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah, some of us didn't do it last night.
I had one job.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go into the news.
All right.
This is a small piece of news, but it's interesting. Frank Miller is returning for Tom King's Batman.
Oh, like he's going to be like joining for part of the run?
Yeah.
Interesting. Have we not collectively as a society like decided that maybe Frank Miller's time has passed?
Like, you mean on this earth? Or?
No. I mean like as like a relevant writer. As a writer whose work does not inspire controversy.
Well, maybe
don't get me wrong. He's a legend, and you can't take that away from him. And he is a foundation of modern comics.
It's true.
But
does Frank Miller exist in this generation of comics?
Does Frank Miller's voice have a place now? I mean, I'm tempted to say no, but I hope I'm wrong. Of course I hope I'm wrong. I'm not rooting against him, but yeah, I don't know. Just yeah. It's especially funny to me in the wake of how upset people were that Tom King sort of faked out the Bat wedding.
Yeah.
That it was like, no, Batman has to be miserable. It was like now we're doubling down on that by bringing in Frank Miller.
Yeah.
Batman is more miserable than any Batman has ever been.
That's saying something.
Like, yeah. I made that a downer. It is exciting because Frank Miller is a legend, but I don't know. I do wonder if this is the right move. Sorry, hang on. Important context here. Is he joining
as an artist for like one issue?
Is it for Detective Comics 1000 or something next year? Like for that big? Is it for something big like that, or it's Batman's 80th year next year? Maybe that's what it is. That makes more sense. It's better to bring people out of the woodwork for that. Maybe that's what it is.
From what it says, this is Batman number 62.
And
it's a variant cover.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah. It's less exciting.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like he was doing the interior art for like a run.
That's what I thought, but that wasn't the article I read. Right. The second article I just read says that it's just a variant cover.
Okay, so this news piece
is barely news at all.
It's not news.
No, it's not. What a way to start out. This is what happens when I don't provide you with the news in advance.
What an inauspicious start.
Welcome to DocMas.
Let's have some wine.
Yeah, because that'll help.
Oh. What type of white wine is this? Is this Pinot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I could tell.
Gotta fuck with the Grige.
Yo, to quote Jake and Amir, this is a Primo Grige.
Yes.
It's a Primo Grigio.
It's a Prime Grige.
The Prime Grige. It was the Grige.
This is how we're now. This is how I am now. Oh, God, this is a nightmare.
I'm just trying to egg you on because I don't really get hammered.
No,
he says 10 episodes before he gets...
I do feel
inconsolably hammered.
Yeah, no. If you don't, next year we're adding a handicap. Where for every
I have to do 2.
You have to do a shot of like tequila and then a glass of wine.
Let's just do tequila shots next year.
No, because then I'll die. I want to maybe kill you, but not definitely kill me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I've got a lot of podcasts to produce. I don't know if you know that. This isn't the only one.
That's fair.
What do you provide?
Hilarious Twitter banter.
Oh, well, that's true. That's true. I can't compete with that. You do have top-notch Twitter banter. All right, well, let's head on to our first questions. First bit of questions on episode 1.
Let's do it.
Heading over to the Facebook.
Go to the face and the book. Go to the Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Our first question for DocMas from Facebook comes from, of course, Adam Upper.
Upper? I hardly know her.
I'm glad you're getting good on that joke. It makes me happy.
Oh, no, I hate it. It's Christmas time. So.
That's fair. Adam asks, does DC have a Santa Claus in continuity like Marvel? And, where he is like a mutant a la X-Men? I love this question. This is a great first question for DocMas, too.
As you know,
the answer is no.
I don't really know a ton about Marvel, but I do know that Santa Claus exists and is a mutant. He's basically like an X-Man. He has mutant powers. Is his mutant ability being able to... I actually don't know what his specific mutant ability is. Is it like teleportation or something? Is that like how he gets through all the houses in one night? Or is it like time manipulation or something like that?
They haven't spent any significant amount of time on him.
Well, I just don't know. I haven't read it, but I've heard that before. Like I know that in Marvel, that's how Santa is, that he's a mutant. DC does have a Santa Claus in continuity. Huh? So there's a few different like special holiday issues and things. Some of those are in and out of continuity. I own one that's a issue of DC Comics Presents, and it's Superman and Santa Claus team up. There's of course the Lobo paramilitary Christmas special features a Santa Claus. That one dies pretty horribly. There are versions of Santa Claus, again, some in canon, some not, but very specifically. During the Multiversity, in the Multiversity guidebook, in that big map of the multiverse, there's a realm in the sphere of the gods called Skyland, and that's sort of like where you would find like Olympus or some of those other, like the 13 heavens or whatever the Aztec sort of heaven is.
Yeah.
But it says very specifically in the description of Skyland, that's also where you would find Santa Claus. The words Santa Claus are in the description of Skyland.
So
Morrison himself has canonically made Santa Claus a part of the DC multiverse.
And yet somehow also a part of this great collectible video game where you can grab all the characters and then put them onto like they're like little dolls that you collect, and then it's like it's part of a video game.
What?
Skylanders?
I don't know what that is.
Really? Seriously?
I'm old, man.
Wow, that is old.
Yeah. Someone just explained to me what the floss dance was the other day.
You don't know what the floss... Do you at least know where it's from now?
I've seen it, but I didn't know that's what it was called or what it was from. Oh. It's a Fortnite thing?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. That's right, Grandpa. Good job.
Yeah. What's a Fortnite? Back in my day, Fortnite's what it took to get your letters back home.
By the way, anybody who wants to have a lot of fun this Christmas season, for the next couple of weeks, go into EB Games and just hang out for like an hour. And what you'll find is...
Jesus.
Wow, it's probably a lot less time, but at least within an hour, you'll have at least one old mom or dad come in and ask, like, what's an Xbox?
Yeah.
Do they still make PlayStation?
I'm looking for a Skyrim.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I've been to EB Games a lot lately, and every single time there's somebody who's just like, I was told to get a Smash Bros. Ultimatum. It's the greatest thing in the entire world.
And you know what? Just like with comics, even though it is kind of funny for the initiated, we shouldn't shit on people that are like trying to do something nice for people that are like into these things.
Yeah, but
it is a little bit funny.
But the pure fact that they don't know means they're not going to listen to this, so it's fine.
What? You mean our listenership isn't literally everyone?
Yeah, no. Surprisingly, based on our numbers at least, it's actually barely anyone.
What I was going to say, just to tie it back.
Oh, yeah.
Morrison definitively has placed Santa Claus within the DC multiverse, but because he put him as part of Skyland and part of that sphere of the gods, it means there's only one Santa Claus, that he's multiversal, so that every world of the multiverse shares a Santa Claus, which frankly makes his Christmas time feats even more impressive.
It's really cool when he hangs out with Spyro, though. Skylander's joke.
Stop saying things I don't understand.
You know what a Spyro is, right?
Donkey Kong?
You know Spyro the dragon, right?
Diddy.
I've made a post like a couple of years ago that was everyone's favorite Greek restaurant dragon, Spyro.
My favorite thing about Greek restaurants is how every waiter is a male in his 50s.
Yeah, How? What? And like,
I defy you to find a Greek restaurant with a waiter that isn't a 50-year-old man.
basically, you just take his graying
50
hair.
to 60.
You take his graying hair, dye it black. Now you've got an Italian restaurant waiter.
Yes, yeah. But it seems like a very specific type of like hiring process.
They've always got aprons on, even though I don't think they actually do any real cooking.
Well, isn't it just for the pocket for change and notebooks and whatnot? Yeah. I don't know, some loose souvlaki.
Wow, this is heading into some territory. Let's go to Twitter.
Twitter.
You okay?
I made it.
Oh, good Lord. Well, first question comes from everyone's favorite listener.
I thought you were going to say the first question comes from everyone.
No, I told you, barely anyone.
Well, I know, I was confused.
From my time remnant, Richard. That's right.
Are you going to have to kill him?
Jacques. Well, no, we talked about this. He really doesn't want me to. I think he's willing to make some sort of agreement. I think he needs to change his name. I think that's the first step.
Listen, the last time that a time remnant survived, we got Savitar, so...
That's true. That means I have to vibrate into his body.
I feel like you're the Savitar one.
I need to vibrate into his body,
I think he's the
Prepare,
real Barry.
Richard.
I feel like you're Savitar.
I'm going to vibrate inside of you.
Please don't.
No, it's to get his suit off.
Yeah, no.
Something's good enough.
That's the wrong order, frankly.
All right. What does Richard have to ask? He says, is DC Universe good if I want to read back catalog there?
Oh, like the service?
Yeah.
Right. So there's a very short
DC
answer.
execs, prepare for this because we're about to sell.
There's a very short answer for this, which is we live in Canada, so how the fuck would we know? DC? No.
That being said, we do have another service that we use.
Currently, the DC Universe sort of app and streaming service and things like that is not available in Canada. From what I've gathered, it does have kind of like a rotating catalog of... Is that cookie good?
The cookie's so good. Oh my God.
You just came. I saw it happen.
I think you need to have one.
Well, okay. I'll have one while I'm answering this question because I know how much you love it when people chew into the mic.
Oh, it's the best.
Here we go. And... So anyway, oh my God.
I know.
DC Universe.
It's so good.
From what I've gathered, there's a bit of a rotating catalog of comics. I don't know that it's especially deep at the moment. But frankly, between that and like Comixology, like there's tons of shit to read. So I don't think it's that big of an issue, but I expect that down the line, either more things will be available or they'll rotate through. So, like every couple of months, the way Netflix drops some things and picks some things up, every couple of months you'll get some different digital collections to read and things like that. But unfortunately, I don't have firsthand experience.
Oh, yeah. Also, Comixology, if you're using it on a fucking desktop and the button says read, you should probably be able to read the comic. I'm just saying.
I still don't understand what happened.
I don't know. I'll show you. It doesn't make any sense. With that, the Dr. DC podcast. We're back after this quick break.
This episode of the Dr. DC podcast is brought to you thanks to our sponsor, Great Lakes Grooming Company. Great Lakes sent us some products to sample and try out, and they are amazing. As you might know from my cartoon image, I have a beard. And so it's I got this really great beard balm. It comes in some different scents. I got the one that's called Your Love. It's very fresh. It's made from beeswax and lanolin. It protects my beard from harsh nature extremes. And I know I try not to give away our location, but we do live in a place with extreme natural weather. And I use that to seal in all the goodness from the beard oil they also gave us. I with matching scent, the Your Love scent. I haven't gotten into clashing scents yet. But yeah, so I get out of the shower, I throw the beard oil in, wait a little bit, and then I put the balm in after it. And my beard is silky smooth and wonderful. Great Lakes Grooming is meant to be easy and ready to use. Rain or shine, all their products are purposefully designed and environmentally responsible. They're handmade in Canada and ready for adventure wherever one may find themselves. And for you lucky listeners, you can get 10% off on Great Lakes Grooming's regular price products by going to www.greatlakesgrooming.com and using the promo code DrDCPodcast. That's greatlakesgrooming.com, promo code DRDCPodcast. And now, back to the show.
And we're back.
Hey!
Oh.
Sorry, was that like rap hype?
Hey! Ho! Everybody say, na 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 na.
You know, if I was going to measure this room, I would sometimes say that there was like X amount of space between the window and the wall till the sweat dripped down my balls.
Yeah. Are you going to make anybody crawl?
DC.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm impressed. That was actually pretty good.
I couldn't be more of a fucking nerd.
No.
I think I'm wedging myself. Ow, no. Not like this.
Old Doc is...
My time remnant.
Douche Doc
My
is...
time remnant just wedging me. He has a popped collar.
We all remember that, Doc. You gotta post photos of that window.
Ugh.
Well, one of my favorite traditions for DocMas, and it's tradition because it's happening now for the second year in a row.
I mean, technically a tradition.
Yeah. We get, I asked past guest, comedian, writer, and podcaster himself, Kyle Clark, for a series of questions.
That's right.
Which he then texts to me and I put into the...
He hadn't been a guest last year when he did this.
That's
we
true.
Just had a bunch of questions from a guy named Kyle.
Now he's been on.
Yeah.
Either way, he still isn't going to listen or will not listen.
He doesn't even listen when he's implicated?
No, God, no.
Oh.
He doesn't even listen to his own episodes, so...
Like of his own podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, that being said, here's a question from Kyle. I love this. This is going to be a tough question. What is the worst animated DC film?
Ooh. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's actually kind of tough.
Right?
The worst animated DC film.
If you guys can hear that dog barking, by the way, it's going to be a whole lot more of that over the next 12 days because we've got a lot of guests coming and my dog loses its goddamn mind anytime there's a person who walks near the house.
Possibly you'll even hear a baby crying.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Let's see. The worst... See, DC animated films are actually pretty good. So... I shouldn't say actually. That makes it sound like it's a spread. The worst one. Fuck. Do you have one for this? I need to actually think a little bit. I should have done that before we recorded.
Well, again, you didn't really have access to the questions, I don't think, that much.
I will say that, generally speaking, I don't like the New 52 sort of era DC animated films as much as I like the ones that came before. Things like Superman, Batman, Public Enemies to me is always going to be better than like Justice League War. Justice League War in particular felt weirdly paced, and I think it's because it's too close to the comic. It's too close to Justice League Origin. And in a comic, each issue you have to have sort of like crescendos and denouement and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then when you put it together as like a big graphic novel, you sort of ride the waves until the end of the arc. But in a film, that's not how film works. Film feels weird when you go like, whoa, like all the way through. And because it's an origin thing and you're trying to, learn about how these characters don't know or do know each other. Justice League War is a well-made animated film. It's fun to watch. It's enjoyable. But every time I watch it, it feels clunky. And for the most part, I don't say that about DC animated films. They're pretty fucking good. I might say Justice League War just because it's the thing that's standing out in my head.
I totally agree. I think Batman, Bad Blood.
That one's not great.
It's just...
That's fair. It just feels like inconsequential, although I do love that it introduces Batwoman and Batwing.
Oh, totally. Yeah. I just feel like it's just... They try to, kill Batman in it, but that isn't really actually what happened. And it's just, it's way too cluttered for its own good. I really, really didn't enjoy that.
That one's a little cumbersome. That's a fair one, too. Yeah, probably a toss-up between those two.
Definitely.
But in general, they're so fucking good. Did you see Gotham by Gaslight?
Yeah. I loved Gotham by Gaslight, actually.
So good.
Yeah.
My wife was like, oh, spoiler alert ahead if you haven't seen it. Or,
he has a wife.
Read the book. But, no, sorry. Spoiler alert for the movie, I mean.
No.
My wife was like, partway through, she was like, wait a minute, is Gordon the... No. Is he the... And
right?
she was like... No, not Gordon.
I know. They did what should never have been done. It's a really great
It's fucking so good.
The whole like purification thing and like
That idea of like a puritanical like man of the law makes perfect sense in that era, right?
Without a doubt.
My wife was she saw it coming, but also couldn't believe it was happening.
Sounds like what happens in the bedroom.
How would you know? Is this bugged? Is this shirt bugged? Don't buy our merch. It's all bugged. Richard has a direct video. It's how we got to Josh Gill.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I lied. Please buy our merch. Ignore the buzzing sound of the signal sending to Richard's house.
Yeah, exactly. The like camera turning sounds in the night.
Just a pile of laundry. Just you're like
and then I've actually got it. I mean,
it's just Siri. It's just like text message send.
How I would have done it had I actually done it. Maybe it was like get it to vibrate so that it knocks anything off of it too, so that you can really get a clear image. He's thought of everything.
Oh, that's one episode in.
Good Lord. All right. Speaking of, let's go to the next location, which is email.
Check the email.
Hopper from a free mail.
Nice.
It's not. It's from I know.
Am I drunk?
I hope so. If white wine's the key, it's going to be a great day. Matthew Daly.
I think it's Daly.
Daly, yeah.
It's 2 L's, man.
I don't fucking know. Don't tell me how to live my life.
Sorry, Pete, you never learned vowels? You didn't learn how vowels worked?
Now I do.
Nice.
Got it. Nailed it.
Master of improv.
Let's see what Matthew has to say. This is bad. This is already happening.
Comedy Kings.
If you take away a hero's power, like Green Lantern's ring or the Flash's speed, who would be the biggest liability in a team fight when it comes to hand-to-hand combat? Like, who would you not want watching your back?
Interesting. Well, let's rule out a bunch of people right away. Aquaman and Wonder Woman come from warrior races and can fight hand to hand. They're good. Done. Batman obviously doesn't even have powers. Good.
Yeah.
Green Lantern, Air Force, probably learns hand to hand in basic training. Let's say he's good. Martian Manhunter was a cop on Mars.
Let's say
he's good. Green Arrow trains extensively. He's good. Black Canary, good. The Hawks, master warriors, and their weapons are pretty close quartered. So let's say good.
The Flash is a scientist, can at least use his cunning to get himself out of issues.
I actually think the Flash is the big weak point here.
He's smart.
He leans very heavily on the powers. There's a whole arc in the Flash where he has to fight a future version of himself who realizes that that's his deficiency and has Batman train him. So the Flash has to fight basically like Flash plus Batman.
But the thing is that the Flash at least has the understanding of how to stop himself, I'm pretty sure, and could create some sort of technology that might be able to damper his own.
No. We're just talking about hand-to-hand combat, though. The Flash has zero combat ability.
Okay,
Superman at least has, he would
size.
Well, he would have. He's fucking built as shit. But even if he didn't have powers, he's still like. He probably has learned. There's like a Kryptonian martial art. I can't remember the name of it. It comes up in the comics, but I imagine at some point, he learned that. So if he like lost his powers, he'd have some sort of martial art. He's also such good friends with Batman. There's no way he didn't learn like a wrist lock or something.
That's true. Right? Here's a real question: Supergirl versus Superman, both without their powers. Who would win hand to hand? Supergirl's been trained a little bit. I mean,
that's tough. Maybe.
But Superman's got all the size.
My temptation is to give it to Superman based on the obvious like size weight classification sort of thing. Which I mean, anyone who's studied martial arts knows that that's not the be all and end all of things. But that's my instinct. But that also might just be wrong. I think I'm giving it to Superman, but I might be wrong.
That's curious.
Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, my instinct was also the Flash and instantly. I mean, that's
Right. Sorry, but I meant the Superman Supergirl one.
I think Supergirl could take him. I think so.
Fair enough.
I think she's quick. I think
He's a big guy. Kick his fucking knees out.
I think she's.
If they both don't have powers.
I think depending on which continuity you're looking at with Supergirl, she's at least been trained on Krypton. She has at least the background, the military background.
She's technically been alive longer. Yeah.
And then if you're talking about like CW version of Supergirl, she's been actually hand-to-hand combat trained by her sister.
With the, what is it, the DEO? Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I think in general, it's the Flash. Certainly in terms of like those sort of key members of the Justice League, he's the weak point without powers.
Yeah, without a doubt.
In terms of a fight, I mean, he has stuff to bring to the team as a scientist. But in a fight, like fuck you, Barry Allen. Like,
all right. Well, with that was the end of our questions.
Are we done?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go home.
There's something that I'm adding in.
Oh, okay.
Well, not adding in, but including because. No. Oh yeah.
It's not the thing I think.
Oh yeah, it is.
Fuck. I was hoping you wouldn't do this.
I was like, you know what? I was like, because there's no way it's not going to be hilarious.
There's no way we've got 12 of them.
No, there's no way. But
or one.
I'm desperate to see how we deal with it.
Fuck.
You know what time it is?
Oh,
it's Dial Doc.
I can't believe that we keep doing this segment that both of us basically ignore entirely.
Oh yeah, and you know what's funny? I had time to prepare for this, and I was thinking about it.
Both did. We knew DocMas was coming,
and yet it doesn't matter. I still have no idea.
Okay, so you don't have one like ready to go?
I have an idea.
Okay, go for it. Because I don't.
Oh, it literally just came in my head right now. It's probably already a version of a character, but his name is Sound Machine.
Fuck you! I was gonna do an ear thing. I was thinking of the fucking headphones. Shit! Fuck! What else is in the room?
His name is Carpet Guy. Fake fireplace dude.
I already did Mantle Man once.
Oh God!
Oh God! Damn.
So Sound Machine actually has the ability to remove all sound from a room, including the sound that it makes itself.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah. You're craning your neck there a whole bunch, Doc.
Nothing.
Yeah. He's actually able to remove all sound from a room and travel without sound at all. People can't speak to each other. People can't hear anything, and so you're just relying on the ability to see. Right. But if the lights are gone, Sound Machine is gonna kick your ass.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting.
Sound Machine.
I like that. Mine is called Cactus Lord.
Doc, I don't know if you know this. There's a cactus in this room too.
What a coincidence!
Who would have thought it?
So Cactus Lord, his ability is basically to take.
Really taking your time with this.
Well,
it's almost like you're trying to come up with the.
Well, no, it's that it's a little bit complicated. I know what it is in my head. It's just hard to put into words. Basically, I'm trying to take all of the elements of a cactus and put them into one thing. Okay. So essentially, he can turn some of the hydration in his body into like tines, like sharp tines he can shoot.
Oh yeah.
But that means there's a limit, right?
Of course.
Because like if he wants to shoot a ton of tines or a very big tine, it's going to dehydrate him a lot. He's going to need to drink a bunch of water to make it back up. So that's me trying to incorporate a whole bunch of cactus things.
I like that.
But that's the Cactus Lord, basically.
I really, really like that.
Yeah. Holy fuck. You're such a monster.
I know. I just wanted to see how many ways I could fuck us during these episodes.
Oh, Christ.
Well, with that, it was the end of episode 1, day 1.
We barely made it.
First 30 minutes.
We barely made it.
We barely got through this. But speaking of dial docs, we'd love to hear what kind of dial docs you guys can come up with.
Yeah, totally.
Anything better than Cactus Lord? I don't know. You're chewing through this. Wow, way to go.
You're welcome.
Send us your dial docs using the hashtag dial doc. Who would have thought? Ingenious. Wow, you're being an asshole.
You don't want to put all this fucking food on the table.
And I chew away from the mic.
Oh.
Yeah. Who would have thought? Distance.
Manners. I see
Yeah. Send your idea for a hero or a villain or whatever you want to come up with. And you can do it through our various social media platforms, such as Facebook.
Dr. DC Podcast.
Twitter.
@Dr. DC.
Instagram.
Dr. DC Podcast.
You can send us an email.
drdcpodcast@gmail.com.
We've got an awesome subreddit.
r/Dr_DC.
That's a great one. We get a lot of great questions, and
It's been like livening up lately.
Yeah, it is.
Too.
Keep getting on there. Have some conversations. You can talk about our podcast. You can talk about other podcasts. You can talk about DC.
Talk about our podcast.
I mean, specifically talk about our podcast. But
talk about how much you love buying our merch.
Yeah, that's right. So, you know what? You guys should
signing up for our Patreon.
You guys should compete with who spends more on Dr. DC. I bet you won't win.
I should have had breakfast.
Well, you didn't? Oh, you're fucked.
Yeah, this is a bad sign.
Oh, I had like at the grocery store. There's like a sample pack of different types of smoked salmon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I got one of those with, and so then I had this morning I had a maple pepper smoked salmon.
I had some assorted chocolates for breakfast.
Oh, you're fucked. Yeah, you're fucked. Thank God. Maybe you actually will get drunk in this episode. I'm excited.
We'll see.
You not only can talk to us on those social media platforms, you can also go and see some articles we've written, and we've got some brand new merch on our website,
drdcpodcast.com or .ca.
Oh, and finally, you can call us. The doc phone is open. Leave us a voice message on the phone number 208-917-DCEU. That's 208-917-3238. We've got some voicemails coming. Actually, I'm very excited.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's been really good. I haven't listened to them. I've just basically like,
oh God,
yeah. So I don't know what's coming, but we got a few. But also, don't forget to rate and review us 5 stars on iTunes. We've got a new challenge. Oh, hey, here's our next guest. If you guys get to 30, if we
have to wait a day, you don't get to know.
We're at 21 right now. If we get to 30 reviews on iTunes, we're going to live stream an episode that's going to come up.
Like video. Live stream.
Yeah.
You'll see us and you'll see how unprepared we are for the thing
horribly
you listen to.
Unprepared we are.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of episode 1. 30
this is
going to
be such a long day.
Oh my God. All right. With that, we'll see you tomorrow. Same doc day. Same boat.
Podcast miss.
Yes. All right. Ciao.
Adios.
All the superheroes. They always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure. They are men of light.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.